Good morning, everyone, to our students, our parents, our extended family, board member Bud McInnes, and our Kiwanians. We thank you for joining us today to recognize two different groups of students. And we're going to have the Terrific Kids ceremony followed by our Straight A ceremony recognition. This is a historic event, really. This is the last official ceremony CeLo as a school will host. Many ceremonies and trainings and events will continue in this facility, but in the years to come. But this is the last CeLo award. So bittersweet to me because it's happy in that we are celebrating some young people's wonderful achievement, but also sad to close this chapter of Tiger life. Character building with Terrific Kids is so important, and its character is the ability to do the right thing even when it might not be unpopular. The ability, leadership, the ability to listen, communicate, guide, and serve others. And inclusiveness, accepting and welcoming differences in other people. And very importantly, caring, the act of being concerned about or interested in other people. The program Kiwanis was designed to recognize all of those characteristics, and there's even an acronym Terrific stands for. It stands for thoughtful, enthusiastic, respectful, responsible, inclusive, friendly, inquisitive, and capable. And of course, the academic excellence is a piece of that, but there are so many other facets to being a terrific kid. Before I introduce our sponsors, I'd like to give a little history about Terrific Kids here at CeLo. 2 years ago, when being appointed principal here, we knew that the school needed a little morale boost. And traditionally at that time, middle school students were not included in Terrific Kid. It's more of an elementary recognition. But our goal was to really heighten and make the importance known about changes here. And so I reached out to Supervisor of Elections, Charles Overturf, and asked him to advocate on my behalf to the Kiwanis Club to consider including CeLo, because we sort of were elementary in that we were bridging elementary to middle. And the club graciously agreed. And for the last 2 years, we've been so blessed to have Terrific Kid recognition here. And I'll forever be grateful for that community support. It was an integral step in signaling to our community the changes were here, and also letting us know that the community wanted to support and recognize our students. So without further delay, I'd like Mr. Overturf, would you come up?
Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of fellow members Justin Edwards and Mike Perry and about 60 other members of Azalea City, we just want to take a moment to welcome, and this is one of our best crowds. I see a lot of parents here and friends besides our students. As she's so eloquently done, today is sort of sad in a way, personally. Several years ago now, Ms. Criswell, the superintendent at the time, approached my family about it and said they wanted to honor my dad by the naming of this school. I can tell you that some of his best moments are when Ms. Lingle would call and say, hey, we've got a parade coming up, will you come join us? And he loved doing stuff like that. It was a concept that hadn't been tried before in Putnam, but because of our principal, our staff, and because of each of you as students, it has been successful, and I appreciate that. I know my dad does. He wants to wish you all the best as you go to the next realm of your life as far as at the high schools, whichever schools you pick, and so we want to wish you the very best there. I do want to say a thank you to our sponsors. One of them in particular, Palatka Burger King, has been with us all 27 years that we have done Terrific Kids, and today is our last ceremony for the 27th year, so we want to thank Burger King especially. So if you go by there, make sure you tell the managers or even the workers, say thank you for what they're doing. But we appreciate all the sponsors that we've had, the support of the school system over the years that have allowed them to come and to film this, especially in light of COVID, when we were having to cancel but just having students and no parents or grandparents. So we're appreciative to the school system for being willing to come and do that. It does add an element to it that we were all missing here this last year. So we're thankful to them. And to each of you, and again, to our principal, she and I have worked together at 3 different schools in different capacities, so I'm going to miss seeing her, but I know she'll do a great job downtown helping in the capacity that she will be in. And for those of you that will be leaving here and going to other schools, we wish you all the best. And of course, finally, our students, we of course always wish you the best and say thank you for what you've done.
Yes, this group is going to go on and do great things, I have no doubt. Our first recognition is going to Treasurer Mcgee. Treasurer works well, cooperatively, and independently to achieve her academic goals. She is an exemplar of character, leadership, and ownership. Congratulations, Treasurer. Kaylee Barker. For those at home, I'll go ahead and read. Kaylee Barker, very helpful, courteous, polite, hardworking, a wonderful all-around student, displays character every day. Congratulations, Kaylee. Madison Mullins. Madison shows incredible time management and organizational skills. She's always there to help out her teammates and be an exemplar for leadership. So thank you, Madison. Mr. Corey Jackson. Corey consistently participates in class and group activities. He is always ready and prepared and can be counted on in class, and we appreciate you so much, Corey. Twain Session. Twain works really hard in class, and he tries his best on his assignments. He is polite and respectful always, and his teachers appreciate him so much. Nikolai Solana. Nikolai received some honor this morning as well, being a special caring award. Nico is always prepared. He is kind and generous, aware and focused of what he needs to do. He is not easily distracted by those around him. He is CeeLo fierce. He chooses to earn his education with hard work, dedication, and a fierce character. Leader to his peers. He has been recognized numerous times for his dedication and discipline with his studies. He takes ownership of his choices and makes great decisions for his education. Congratulations, Nico. Eli Campbell. Mr. Eli Campbell expresses his opinions more often during class discussions, sharing his great understanding and knowledge and really developing his leadership skills. Excellent, outstanding character and leadership. Congratulations. Nevaeh Schul. This young lady has been a joy to all of us, but especially me, watching her so enthusiastic and quite the dancer, I might add. She enjoys learning, always has an enthusiastic attitude, and is always independent, but also willing to help out with group activities. Congratulations. Julius Walker. His teachers write that he effectively interprets and synthesizes information and always participates in class with eagerness and enthusiasm. Congratulations to Julius. Tang Deng. New to us this year, Miss Deng came and overcome a great many challenges with language. She has been participating enthusiastically in class activities and always is just a joy and a great friend to all of her peers. Nevaeh Brown. Nevaeh comes to school prepared and with the most important tool, a positive attitude. She owns her mistakes and is honest and trustworthy, an exemplar of character, leadership, and ownership. Congratulations. Taylor Buckles. Miss Taylor, a teacher says they have never heard Taylor say a single negative thing. She may seem quiet, but she is always willing to help others, and she is always responsible and accountable. It's illustrated in that she gives her best in every class, every day. Congratulations, Taylor. Miss Jenna Eubanks. Jenna is one of our scholar athletes, and her teachers write, she is a competitive young woman, and it shows. The teacher says, I do not believe she has missed one single assignment all year long. She is an asset in every class, is always willing to help not only her teachers, but her peers as well. Congratulations. Mason Morris. Mason has received a lot of different recognitions, but he also was in our spelling bee, so that's awesome. Mason is always respectful and a fantastic student. His actions epitomize integrity every day. You have been a joy to have this year, Mason. Congratulations. Kale Purdue. Kale does an excellent job in class every day. He keeps the atmosphere light, but always fun without being disrespectful. So congratulations to Kale. Kamari Hendrith. Kamari is always kind and friendly to staff and her classmates. She is hardworking and completes her assignments on time with accuracy. She is fierce and doesn't mind showing it. Congratulations. Lanaya Williams. Lanaya is a very special young lady. She is a great asset to Cohort 3. She shows character, leadership, and ownership every day. She is a member of Yearbook and is the designer of our yearbook cover this year. She brings laughter and joy to her teachers, peers, and all the time. Quite a joy to have. Congratulations. Zamiria Scott. Zamiria always brings what is asked of her the first time. The teacher says they've never had to correct her, not even once all year. She goes out of her way to learn what is being taught and is just an all-around great student. So congratulations to Zamiria. Jameis Manning. Jameis has worked hard. He is an online learner, but I'm going to share this. She has surpassed the requirement for reading with completing double the amount of lessons in Read 180. This shows her dedication and perseverance, even while at home. I am so proud of her efforts, so congratulations to Jameis. And Lillian Wilkinson. Lily is truly one of the kindest students we've had the pleasure of having here. She is always ready with a helping hand or a kind word and truly wants to make her classroom a better place. Her heart is so big and full of love for those around her. She makes every day brighter just with her presence. Congratulations, Lily. Did I miss anyone? Tawain. Tawain works really hard in class. He tries his best on all his assignments. His teachers have been really impressed with the great character, how polite and respectful he is. So we are so proud of you. Congratulations, Tawain. All right, this concludes our Terrific Kids portion of the ceremony, and we're going to pause for just a minute and let our students get back to a movie. And we're going to continue on in just a minute with our Straight A recognition.
just catch your eye, and you come to realize one can make a difference. Reach out, stand out, find out what it's all about. See it all, stand tall, be there to catch them when they fall. Life is bigger than just one. But one can make a difference. Nothing changes quite as much as change, and the things we rearrange, trying to make a difference. Reach down, deep down, look at the sky of another town. Listen well, the wind will tell you something good is in the air. Oh, life is bigger than just one. Oh, but one can make a difference. Stand out, find out what it's all about. See it all, stand tall, be there to catch them when they fall. Reach out and stand down, find out what it's all about now. See it all, stand tall, be there to catch them when they fall. Life is bigger than just one, but one can make a difference. Life is bigger than just one, but one can make a difference.